Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of GreenFors Talks. It's been a while now since I made one of these, and as a result of that, since the last episode, I've been getting quite a lot of new subscribers, mainly thanks to my Victoria 2 series. So if you're new to my channel, then first of all, I guess welcome. And another thing is that the majority of my subscribers didn't actually watch the last episode. So if you're new to this series, then what this series is about is it's basically some video game gameplay in the background, and then it's me talking about some stuff that I feel like talking about. And the topic I'm talking about is either something that I have just come up with myself, or it's something that you guys have left in the comments below. Basically, a suggestion that you guys have left in the comments below. So if you have any requests, I guess, for what you want me to talk about on this show, then please leave that in the comments below. So yeah. So today, something kind of cool happened. I recently had dinner, and on the news I saw that there was a coronation going on over in the Netherlands. Basically, the old queen, I think she was called Beatrix, something like that, she abdicated, and the new king, that I don't know the name of, I should really have checked that before I made this video, but I didn't. So yeah, he became king, and that kind of is really what I want to talk about today. Not necessarily the monarchy in the Netherlands, but in monarchy in general. My opinions on monarchy, because I don't know, this is something that I have quite a bit of opinions about, I guess you could say. For those who do not know, I live in Norway. I am Norwegian myself, and for those who did not know, the full title, I guess you could say, of Norway is not just Norway, it is the Kingdom of Norway. In the same way that the Netherlands is not just the Netherlands, it's the Kingdom of the Netherlands. At least I think that's how it is. But I guess you can compare it to China. You usually just say China, but the full name for China is the People's Republic of China. So I guess that's the same for Norway. But my point is, Norway is a kingdom ruled by a monarch. Or at the moment we are ruled by a king. We are ruled by Harald the Fifth. So yeah, and that's kind of what I want to talk about. I guess my opinions on the monarchy. So yeah, I guess I can just start off by saying that I personally, at least, I like the monarchy. I support the monarchy. I mean, there's a couple of reasons that I do that. But quickly before I go into why exactly I have decided to, support the monarchy, I can go over sort of the reasons that, first of all, that the majority of the nations in the world are not monarchies, and also the reason that monarchy is not the form of government that I guess a lot of people like, at least in nations that are not monarchies themselves. I've heard a lot of people saying that monarchy is an old-fashioned tradition that should be sort of, tossed away and forgotten about. And another thing about that I'm hearing a lot is the way it is undemocratic, and it's basically wrong for a democratic nation like Norway to be ruled by a undemocratic ruler, I guess. But I guess I mean, it's kind of officially, I guess, it's ruled by the monarch, the king, but I guess unofficially it's not really ruled by the king. I mean, the real ruler of Norway is the prime minister. In the majority of monarchies in the world, that's the case. I mean, the monarch in the modern monarchy is a symbolic ruler, I guess you could say. I mean, there's still monarchies out there that are ruled the old-fashioned way, I guess you could say. Saudi Arabia, for example. I think Oman too. They're basically absolute monarchies where the monarch is basically a dictator, and I can completely respect why people don't like that. I mean, I don't think I have to go in and explain why a dictatorship is not that awesome. There are also monarchies such as Jordan. I think Jordan, yeah, and Monaco, Liechtenstein, all those states that are sort of they're sort of a constitutional monarchy, but they're sort of a semi-constitutional monarchy, that the monarch still has a big role in the government. Compared to Norway, that's not, I guess, the same. In Norway, the king is just a symbolic figure. So yeah, I think that's the main. Yeah, another thing about a negative thing about the monarchy is the fact that people claim that it's a waste of money, that the monarchy should just, get a lot of money just because they are born that way, and it's a waste of money to, keep a monarchy alive, I guess. And also, that it is, shit, now I completely forgot what I was about to say. So yeah, I guess I can go a little bit in, and yeah, the last thing I wanted to say, people claim that the monarchy is unfair. It's unfair that certain people are, just because they are born different than others, will have different opportunities. And I can actually kind of agree with that, but I guess I can now go in, I guess, a little bit more deeply into why I actually support the monarchy, why I, I guess, like the king or whatever. I prefer the king above the prime minister, sort of. But I guess I have to go into a little bit more detail to why I, like monarchy. I guess first of all, it's some of the reason maybe because I'm raised that way. I guess I'm born in a monarchy, and as a result, I'm used to it. It makes sense to me. And also, what I like about the monarchy is that it has this. I mean, of course, there are many things that I like about it, but I guess one of the main reasons are. It sounds kind of silly, but I think the idea of monarchy is just, it's kind of cool, it's not kind of cool, but it's cooler than the idea of a republic. I feel it's a lot cooler to live in the Kingdom of Norway rather than in the Republic of Norway. And I don't know why I think that. I think it's just it's kind of cool, I feel, because it's a little unique. I mean, there's not that many monarchies left. In Europe, I think there are, you have Spain, the United Kingdom, Norway, Denmark, Sweden, the Netherlands, and Belgium. And of course those small states such as Monaco and Liechtenstein and I think Andorra? I don't know. Yeah, those places. So, but the general thing is that there's not that many monarchies left, so it's kind of cool being a part of one of the, or I guess living in a state of one of the last monarchy, or not one of the last monarchies, but yeah, you get my point. And when it comes to why I actually think monarchy is sort of a good idea, I sort of think that the main role of the modern monarchy, like monarchy how it is in the majority of European, modern European democracy, or in general a modern democracy, how the role of the monarchy is to be a symbolic figure and a unifying figure, or the monarch, that is, and the royal family in general. I guess it's sort of like it's a way that the entire nation can look up to one leader and think, yeah, this is the guy that represents Norway. So even though I think let's say I think our current prime minister is a big, shithead, I can still say that I can still be proud of being Norwegian. I can still be proud over, the leader and that kind of stuff. It sounds kind of weird talking like that, but you get what I mean, because it gives you that advantage of having a symbolic leader that can do symbolic stuff, such as, I don't know, open bridges, and that's mainly what the monarch in the modern Norwegian society does, really. He just is a symbolic figure unifying Norway. So his job is, I guess, going around and doing diplomacy with other states, but not like actual, discussing trade agreements, for example. It's more just, visiting, I don't know, America, and just to symbolize the fact that America and Norway are friends. Thumbs up for that, I guess. And I think that's a nice little, idea, I guess. And I think that's a good reason to have a monarchy of sorts. And it's also I think it's very important, the sort of the unifying effect of the monarch. Imagine if you lived in America, or I guess a lot of you guys actually live in America. So let's say you're a Republican, and the current president of the United States is Barack Obama, and I'm pretty sure he's a Democrat. Sorry for not being completely sure about that. I'm very sure about that, though. But I'm kind of afraid saying something completely confident and then being wrong afterwards. But you get what I mean. So you support the political party that is not currently in power. So let's say that kind of leaves you with the fact that you don't actually support the current ruler, I guess, of your nation. In Norway, you don't have that problem, because regardless of what prime minister rules Norway, you still have the monarch being the king or queen, and sort of being a symbolical leader of Norway, or the nation in the context, I guess. And so, even though, so the wrong political party, in your opinion, is in power, you still have sort of a king to, I guess, feel, to create unity, I guess. So it's kind of, you have this leader, I guess, that sort of represents everybody. Like, the president of the United States kind of only really represents the Democrats. He doesn't really represent the other political parties. He only represents that, but the King of Norway represents all of Norway, pretty much, at least. At least that's the point of him. That's the point of a monarchy, in my opinion, at least. Exactly how it is, that can be discussed, I guess. So it's kind of like his job is, for example, let's say Canada invaded the USA. And then after the war is over, I know that won't happen, but you get what I mean. After the war is over, you're gonna get a medal because you have been awesome fighting, defending your homeland. And then you will get that medal from, I don't know, the president. But maybe you don't like that president, and maybe that doesn't feel as awesome as it normally would. And boom, there you go, king. He can give you the medal, and I mean, that's his purpose, I guess. So that's something. And another thing is sort of that I feel like it's easier for me to support a king simply because he's neutral in politics. So regardless of what he's just, I guess it's kind of hard to explain it, but I mean, imagine this. The King of Norway isn't really different from any other man. He's a equal man, I guess. He's not like better than others, but still, I guess a lot of Norwegians, including myself, would look up to him as because we just think he's kind of awesome because of what he is. It's kind of the same way, let's say you're a fan of Johnny Depp, because of his acting and shit. And he's not a better person than you. He's not like anything special. He's just a guy that you think is awesome simply because he has a special role in society. And the same thing is, it's sort of the same about the king. So let's go back to the scenario where Canada invades America. So rather than getting a medal, let's say you support the Republicans and you get a medal from Barack Obama, you don't like that. Instead, you would be getting a medal from King Johnny Depp. And that would kind of be awesome, because you like that guy. You think he's awesome, and the same thing kind of applies for the Norwegian king. I guess there are those people that don't like the king, but I don't think there are that many people that just don't like the king. Majority of those people that are against the king are more against the monarchy in itself, not actually against the king. So I guess that's something. So I guess now I have at least tried to explain kind of why I support the monarchy, and why I think it is kind of awesome. And I think I can go ahead and try to deal with some of the other issues that people have with, I guess, monarchy. First of all, that people say that it is sort of wrong that a undemocratically dude basically, I guess, rules over a nation that is supposed to be a democracy. And to sort of defend this, I can say that we have a government, or I guess the principles of government are in basic that it is divided into three parts. You have the governing dudes, like the actual government. I don't know. I know there's like actual words for this, but I only know them in Norwegian, and I'm just trying to desperately translate them to English the best I can. So sorry for that. Then you have the law-giving people, and then you have the sort of judging people, the judges and shit. So the government rules, but in order for them to rule, they have to sort of be accepted by the law-giving people, I guess. So if they suggest a law that on Sundays everybody have to dress up as clowns, then in order for that law to become a law, it has to go through the law-giving thing. In Norway, that's called the Storting, and the other people are called regjeringa, the government, basically. And then the judges is kind of my point in all of this, because while the lawgiving and the government, they're elected, but the judges are not. They are a part of the Norwegian sort of government system or whatever, but they are not democratic elected, and there's a lot of other parts of, government of Norway that are not elected, such as, political advisors, a lot of these different positions that you get that are not elected by the people. They are elected, or they become in those positions in from doing different stuff, and that's kind of my point. That it's so the king is I guess he's not democratically elected, but he is